There was one day in the 4th grade that I remember especially clearly. It was on this day that I realized I wished I hadn't been born. Now, I wasn't depressed, and my life had been going pretty well up until that point. Yet there I was, sitting on the swings crying while the other kids played at recess. I realized that by being born on June 17, 1996, I'd never get to step foot on Mars. I'd never get to travel through space and establish a space colony like I always dreamed. I'd never get to be an astronaut, and it crushed me. I figured that so many other people, and with mass space travel so far away, I'd never accomplish my dreams. Yet there's one technology today. That's me, a sad child. There's one technology today that will allow that younger self that I just described to be a dreamer once more, just as it's done to the older self you see before you. Virtual reality technology has the potential to be what the Renaissance was for art, what the Industrial Revolution was for technology, and what the internet has been for social communication. Now, when most of you think of virtual reality, you probably think of something like the Matrix, with a wire coming in your brain and vats of goo. However, let me introduce you to the Oculus Rift. This slim device utilizes the latest in head and eye tracking technology, as well as projection technology, and has the unique ability to transport you to a different world. Originally designed for gamers, the technology was meant for people that sit at a TV screen for hours on end, sometimes accomplishing menial tasks, and other times working through completely enriched storylines. Yet, this device has the potential to open the door for millions of people to explore three-dimensional worlds in a sense so captivating, so immersive, that it will inspire unlike anything that's come before. Virtual reality technology is like opening a door and stepping through into the mind of the game creator and experiencing his or her art through their eyes. But the real impacts of this technology come not in the form of gaming, but instead in social interaction. Now, before you see a video of two people separated by thousands of miles of ocean interacting in a virtual space. This is the next Skype. This is the next way we communicate with people in the different sense, in the virtual sense. And the capabilities are unlimited. Now, from there, imagine sports conferences, all kinds of scientific communities. No longer are they limited by the amount of seats in their auditorium, but instead they are limited by the power of their internet connection and how much they can stream their conference. The technology is broken into other fields as well. In terms of medicine, the University of South Carolina has a doctor, Skip Rizzo, who has made immense breakthroughs in groundbreaking procedures in treating PTSD victims through the use of virtual reality technology. Additionally, imagine the capabilities of a surgeon to don a headset and be in any operating room around the world. Virtual reality technology has the possibility of transporting resources and experience in levels that we haven't seen before. And that's truly amazing. However, what excites me most, more than anything else, is the ability for virtual reality to share experience. No longer are we limited by our television screens. Instead, we can be right there in the action. An amateur filmmaker by the name of Chris Miller created a 360 video of a girl in Syria as she traveled from the state war-torn conflict to Europe. And the video was so immersive and so in-depth that it brought many of its viewers to tears. Now, mind you, these are old, hardened politicians. And with that new level of empathy that's capable, we can stream conflict zones, natural disasters, and literally put people in other people's shoes. And that is truly powerful. Look on the bright side as well. We can share experiences like traveling across Mount Everest, being in a space shuttle as it takes off, experiencing things that you would never be able to do in your normal lifetime. However, there are setbacks. Now, virtual reality gives us a glimpse into a slightly dystopian future. Video game addiction in many parts of the world is already massive, especially in the United States and East Asian countries. What will virtual reality do to increase the situation? By providing a more realistic interpretation of the virtual world, will it lull people away from their real lives, from their jobs, instead for a more exciting and thrilling atmosphere? What about the people that are left behind? The Oculus Rift and a computer powerful enough to run it is approximately going to be costing $1,300. And I know I can't afford that kind of technology. I don't know how many other people will. And what it comes down to is, of course, the technology will decrease in cost. But there are always going to be people left behind. If virtual reality takes off in popularity, how are we going to include these people in the daily activities of humankind? Again, even more subtly, what about hackers and advertisements subtly intruding in the virtual experience of people that don the headset or other forms of virtual reality? Now, I don't mean to frighten you. In fact, these are the main reasons I came here to talk to you today. Not because I want to scare you away from virtual reality, but because I want to open the door for conversation. Because I think most of you haven't seen both the benefits and the drawbacks of virtual reality technology. And by having this conversation, starting to talk about what it means to be human and what it means to experience, we can start building solutions to these drawbacks that preemptively prevent the dystopian glimpses virtual reality presents, as well as figuring out ways to embrace the benefits and increase shared experience by changing the very meaning of what it means to experience as a human. And if we succeed in this task, we can allow millions of people and their children to once again dream impossible dreams. Thank you.